Hello and welcome to this new episode of Free Science 365. Today we are going to do something amazing. We are in the last week of December. Actually, tomorrow the holidays start, the winter vacation start. So happy holidays and a very happy New Year 2020. And so I sort of wanted to give a present to all our subscribers and students and children who are interested in science. And so today's experiment is very near to my heart. The reason is because by doing this experiment back in the day when I was in my 12th class, high school, for those who don't understand 12th class. So after doing this experiment and demonstrating this experiment, I was actually selected to compete in the National Science Congress. It was a national level competition for people from all over the country came to compete, and so this was my ticket to the National Science Congress back in the day, back in high school. So it's very near to my heart, and it's kind of amazing. It's an amazing experiment. Because today we are gonna teach you how to create a rainbow anytime you want. So you don't have to wait for the rainbow to occur, to come up in the sky. You can actually create a rainbow anytime you want, as long as you have the sun in the sky. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Now, as always, let's look at what we need for this experiment. So the first thing you need is sunlight. Now, I cannot show sunlight in here, but in a short time we'll go out and we'll see the sunlight. Apart from that, you need a bucket, an A4 size paper or a whiteboard of A4 size, and a mirror. Now, what's important is that the bucket should be deep enough to accommodate the mirror completely inside of it. So we'll be filling this bucket with water, and the bucket should be able to completely submerge the mirror inside of it. So that's important. The mirror and this bucket, they should be proportionate. For example, if the mirror is smaller, a smaller bucket will also be okay. So that's all you need. And now let's move on to the real experiment. Now we'll be shooting the real experiment outside, actually, in a park, because we need sun for this. So let's get started. It's important that you have sun. Okay, so the sun should be shining in the sky. That's very important. Actually, the brighter the sun, the better the experiment will be. And we have a tap here in the park, in the middle of the children's park here. So what I did is I brought along this small bucket container, and this one I filled with water almost up to the brim. Not all the way, but just leaving a little gap, but try to fill it as much as you can with water. And we have with us a mirror. This is a normal mirror. Oh, look at that. I can see myself in that. So you need a mirror and a container deep enough to contain the mirror completely. So if you submerge the mirror in it, it should be completely submerged. And so just by immersing the water, the mirror in this water, we'll be able to create a rainbow. But how to catch the rainbow? Well, this sheet of paper and this whiteboard is basically for that reason. So If you don't have a whiteboard available with you, you can do it with any sheet of paper, any color as well. But we are trying to do here is we are taking an A4 sheet of paper and a similar sized whiteboard. And now let's, without further ado, let's get started. So all you need is you have to position yourself opposite to the sun. So the sun is shining there. That's the sun shining in the sky. So our mirror should be positioned opposite. What I mean to say is, so that's the direction of the sun, up in the sky. And you take the mirror, submerge it completely into the water, or as much as you can. Now the mirror will try to get up, so it's better to find a way to fix the mirror in place. It will, come up a little bit. Now that's all you need. And here our rainbow actually is formed. But how do we see it? Now the rainbow is formed somewhere in this area. And that's precisely the reason we have this screen here. So if you don't have this screen available, you can do it with a piece of paper. So first let's try to capture the rainbow on a white sheet of paper. Okay, now it's a hit and try. Oh, we got it. Do you see the rainbow there? Oh, amazing. So that's the rainbow. And as you move a little bit further down, you can actually move the bucket a little on this side or on that side, so that the reflection, the sun rays come in here and it reflects there. So that's easier way of actually capturing the rainbow. I can smell someone is cooking some nice food at home. Anyway, so that should be the angle, a little bit changed, and all you have is a rainbow. Look at that. So you have a rainbow. You can create a rainbow. Now the rainbow is not stable, I can tell you that, and the reason is because we are doing it outdoor. We are doing it in a park. It's the last week of December. Actually, Christmas is just around the corner, and just before going on holidays, I thought I should give this nice New Year and Christmas present to our students, our children. So here we have, and so you can see the wobbly rainbow there. Now why it's rainbow, why this rainbow is wobbly is because you have the air blowing and interfering with the water in this open park. So but you can see the rainbow basically just with a piece of A4 size paper and a container which can contain water deep enough to submerge a mirror fully. And so we were able to see the rainbow. Now, to see it better, if you can find something more solid, and so that's why we have this whiteboard. It's available actually it's not very expensive. Now, let's see if we can capture the rainbow there. There it is. Look at that. Now, in the previous case, we only had an A4 sheet of paper, a very thin sheet of paper, and so both the sheet of paper and the water in the container, they were getting disturbed by the air that's blowing in this park. But here we have a stable kind of screen. And now let's see if we can. So I'm moving further, a little bit further, and you can see the rainbow is actually getting better and better. So that's the experiment. That's our container with the mirror, and this here is the rainbow. Sorry, I'm doing it all by myself. I don't have an assistant. I wish I had. There it is. You can see the rainbow. The red is on the top. You have all the 7 colors of the rainbow, and I wish the air were a little bit quiet so that we could get a stable rainbow. But there it is, wobbly, full of life, lively rainbow. Now what happens if you actually change the screen from a white screen to a brown screen, and there it is. I don't know if the camera can capture, but actually there it is. Oh, and it's much more stable now. But no. So there it is. It can be any screen. It can be a brown screen or a white screen or a black screen for that matter, and that's how you create the rainbow, just with a container and a mirror. Now back in the day, I used to do it like in my village. You know, sometimes when you bring water from the well, sometimes the earthen pots would break, and then they would be useless. But I used to use the bottom parts of those broken earthen pots to actually demonstrate to the children in my village how to create a rainbow. So this container, if you replace this yellow container with just a broken pot or anything, actually can contain enough water to submerge a mirror, you get your rainbow. So that was our experiment. So there it is, guys. We were able to create our own rainbow at our own will, and that was today's experiment. Now before we say goodbye, let me tell you a little bit more about this experiment. This is what in science we call dispersion of light, splitting of the white light into the 7 colors that we see in a rainbow as well. But there's some interesting tidbits that I wanted to share with you on this experiment. Newton discovered this phenomena in around 1672, I think, and when he discovered it, he discovered it using a prism. Now a prism is a solid, triangular shaped thing made of glass, and when you pass the light through it, it splits into 7 colors. And what Newton demonstrated is he used 2 prisms, and so when the light passed through one, the light split into 7 colors, and then he used the other prism to actually then concentrate them back into the white light. There's another interesting fact about the 7 colors that you have. Initially, when this phenomena was discovered formally, papers were written about it in scientific journals. Scientists saw only 5 colors initially, but Newton insisted that it's not 5 colors, it's 7 colors. And the reason why he insisted on 7 colors is very bizarre. Newton was a staunch believer of alchemy. Now, alchemy was, in Newton's time, it was believed to be part of science, and they believed that if they keep refining a metal further and further, finally it would convert into gold. Now, that turned out not to be true. It's impossible, but people believed in that. As intellectual as Newton, people as intelligent as him believed in this idea of alchemy. Now, in alchemy, 7 is a lucky number, a good number, I would say. There were 7 notes of music. There were 7 metals. At that time, we only had 7 metals. It was later when Mendeleev actually collated all these elements in the first periodic table we had about 150 years later or so. But in his time, in Newton's time, there were 7 metals, there were 7 musical notes, and there were 7 planets at that time. So 7 was considered a very auspicious number in alchemy, and that's why Newton insisted that actually these are not 5 colors, these are 7 colors. So he added 2 extra colors, because what you have is violet, indigo, blue, and green, yellow, orange, and red. Now, violet, indigo, and blue. These are just, especially indigo and blue. These are very near to each other in terms of, if you look at it. And similarly, orange is a very thin streak, and it's basically red and yellow. When red and yellow combine together in additive color making, you have orange as a result of it. So initially people believed 5 colors, but Newton insisted, because he believed in alchemy, he insisted that there's actually 7 colors, and then it became a convention. And that's why in your textbooks you are taught that there are 7 colors in a rainbow or in the spectrum of light. Interestingly, later scientists also found that actually there are many smaller layers of different colors in that spectrum of light. And some say it's 9, some say it's 11, some go as far as 13. So what you study in your textbooks, i.e. there are 7 colors in the white light, might not be 100% true. The discovery was true, of course, we all know that, but the number 5 or 7 or 9 or 11 or 13, so sometimes great scientific discoveries might have their explanation affected by the bias or the belief, non-scientific belief, illogical belief of the discoverer, which is kind of strange but interesting. So these were a few tidbits about this experiment we did, creating your own rainbow. So please try it, and please like if you like the experiment. Please subscribe, spread this video as much as possible, and I will see you in the next one. Happy holidays and happy New Year 2020. Bye.